6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Zahra Sikandar. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has emphasized to further strengthen collaboration with the United Nations in combating effects of climate change. Finance Minister has vowed to support private sector-led economic growth with emphasis on boosting exports to stimulate expansion. Foreign Office has termed Pakistan's specific reference in Indo-US joint statement as misleading and contrary to diplomatic norms. Pakistan and Azerbaijan have agreed to collaborate on renewable energy production, transmission and trade. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, APHC has urged authorities to end repeated sealing of Srinagar's Jamia Masjid for Muslims. Pakistan has set a victory target of 243 runs for New Zealand in the final of Tri-Nation One-Day International Series in Karachi. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has emphasized to further strengthen collaboration with the United Nations in the areas of sustainable development and climate change. He was talking to the UN Resident Coordinator in Pakistan, Mohammed Yahya, who paid a courtesy call on him in Islamabad today. Shehbaz Sharif reaffirmed Pakistan's strong commitment to advancing the objective of combating climate change in close collaboration with partnership with the international community and the United Nations. He said climate financing remained a crucial component of addressing the impacts of climate change and expressed the hope that the developed nations would fulfill their commitments in that regard. Prime Minister said Pakistan will continue working closely with the United Nations on important issues. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar will visit the United States of America to participate in the high-level meeting of the United Nations Security Council scheduled to be held on Tuesday. According to Foreign Office, the meeting would be chaired by Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. On the sidelines of the meeting, Deputy Prime Minister is also expected to hold bilateral meetings with his counterparts and senior UN officials. Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has vowed to support private sector-led economic growth with emphasis on boosting exports to stimulate expansion. He was talking to a delegation of the International Finance Corporation, headed by its Managing Director and Executive Vice President Mukhtar Diop in Islamabad today. Welcoming the delegation, Finance Minister congratulated IFC on its recently signed projects with the private sector and commended the thriving and vibrant role of private enterprises in Pakistan. He also briefed the delegation on Pakistan's macroeconomic stability. Mukhtar Diop appreciated Finance Minister's hospitality and acknowledged the government's reforms efforts. He also commended Pakistan's country partnership framework with the World Bank, recognizing it as one of the best practices globally. Mukhtar Diop reiterated IFC's commitment to working closely with Pakistan and providing support in key areas such as green energy, data centers, agricultural supply chain improvements, the telecom sector, and digitization. The meeting concluded with both sides reaffirming their commitment to continued collaboration and investment in Pakistan's economic development. Foreign Office has termed Pakistan's specific reference in the Indo-US joint statement as one-sided, misleading, and contrary to diplomatic norms. At his weekly media briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Shafkat Ali Khan said such references cannot cover up India's sponsorship of terrorism, subversion, and extrajudicial assassinations in the region and beyond. The spokesperson said the joint statement fails to address non-compliance of India with UN Security Council's resolution, which is a key source of instability of tensions in the region. Shafkat Ali Khan said the international community recognizes Pakistan's efforts and sacrifices in the fight against terrorism. Foreign Office spokesperson also expressed Pakistan's deep concerns over planned transfer of advanced military technologies to India. Condemning recent statement of Israeli Prime Minister about Palestine and Saudi Arabia, the spokesperson called it irresponsible, provocative, and thoughtless. He said Pakistan stands in solidarity with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and any attempt to undermine Saudi Arabia's unwavering position and misrepresentation of its commitment to the Palestinian cause is deeply regrettable. Pakistan and Azerbaijan have agreed to collaborate on renewable energy production, transmission, and trade. This partnership was formalized during a meeting between Azerbaijan's ambassador to Pakistan, Ali Alizadeh, and Pakistan's coordinator to the Prime Minister on Climate Change, Rumina Khurshid Alam, in Islamabad today. Speaking on the occasion, Rumina Khurshid Alam highlighted the critical role of regional collaboration in realizing the potential of green energy technologies. She also expressed Pakistan's keen interest in exploring potential participation in the green energy corridor that currently includes Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. On his part, Ambassador Ali Alizadeh described the collaboration as a major step towards achieving regional energy integration. This is Radio Pakistan. A Malaysian delegation led by President Malaysian Consultative Council of Islamic Organization Haji Muhammad Azmi Hamid called on Minister for Kashmir Affairs, Gilgit-Baltistan, Engineer Amir Maqam in Islamabad today. During the meeting, Amir Maqam highlighted the importance of Pakistan attaches to its broader relations with Malaysia. He also briefed the delegation on deteriorating human rights and humanitarian situation in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In his remarks, President Malaysian Consultative Council of Islamic Organization expressed concern over human rights and humanitarian situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. He affirmed support for the rights of Kashmiris and a just and a lasting solution of the Kashmir dispute. He said scholarships and other opportunities would be provided to the youth of Azad Jammu and Kashmir. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian authorities placed senior APHC leader Miwais Umar Farooq under house arrest for a second consecutive day. The Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir administration had confined him to his home previous day, preventing his participation in Shab-e Barat and Friday prayers at historic Jamia Masjid today. In a statement issued in Srinagar, Miwais Umar Farooq condemned the ongoing house arrest and the prevention of performing essential religious duties. He stressed that frequent closure of Jamia Masjid, which holds immense religious significance for Kashmir Muslims, is causing severe distress to the entire community and deeply harming their religious sentiments. He urged the occupation authorities to end the repeated house arrest and to cease sealing the mosque. At the United Nations, Pakistan has called for a viable roadmap to address political and humanitarian crisis in Yemen. This was stated by Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Munir Akram, during UN Security Council briefing on Yemen. He also appealed to the donor countries to enhance their contributions to Humanitarian Response Plan 2025 for Yemen. North Korea has accused South Korea's acting leadership of strengthening alliance with the United States against Pyongyang. According to state-run Korean Central News Agency, North Korea also warned Washington to halt its support for Seoul against Pyongyang. Pakistan has set a victory target of 243 runs for New Zealand in the final of Tri-Nation One-Day International Series in Karachi. Batting first, Pakistan scored 242 runs, all out in 49.3 overs. And finally, the weather. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in hilly areas during the next 12 hours. Light rain and snow may occur in isolated places in northeast Balochistan. And to end the news, here again are the headlines. Prime Minister has emphasized a further strengthened collaboration with the United Nations in combating effects of climate change. Finance Minister has vowed to support private sector-led economic growth with emphasis on boosting exports to stimulate expansion. Foreign Office has termed Pakistan's specific reference in Indo-US joint statement as misleading and contrary to diplomatic norms. Pakistan and Azerbaijan have agreed to collaborate on renewable energy production, transmission and trade. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, APHC has urged Indian authorities to end repeated sealing of Srinagar's Jamia Masjid for Muslims. And Pakistan has set a victory target of 243 runs for New Zealand in the final of Tri-Nation One-Day International Series in Karachi. With this, we come to the end of the news for the moment. For more news and analyses, visit our website radio.gv.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.